I'm a third generation grills farmer. Grandad started here in the 1920s. I've been here since I was about 20 myself. So that's about 37 years now. Well, we grow wheat, lupins, oats, barley. That keeps us pretty busy on 11,000 acres. I'm interested in reducing synthetic fertilisers, I guess partly the cost going forward. But now I'm trying composted chicken manure and adding that to my fertiliser in the hope that it will give a big boost to my sandy soils, which I want to improve. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing and having poor yields and spending more money. So I want to try and improve the fertility and the biological life in the soil. We had 3 different treatments. We had half a tonne of composted chicken manure in the bottom 3 alleys, and then we had a mixture of chicken compost and conventional fertiliser at a rate of 70 kilos all up. 38 kilos of conventional fertiliser and 32 kilos of composted chicken manure, and we had some nitrogen, liquid nitrogen go down as well, and some compost tea. And in the top 4 alleys we had conventional fertiliser and liquid nitrogen. So we're back here at the trial site and it's now September. We were here in May, so we can see the different variations in growth between the different treatments. We've had a pretty good season. We've had about 295 millimetres since February. That's pretty good for around here. Well, out of the 3 treatments, the half a tonne of composted chicken manure looks the best, and it was quite easy to apply in the spreader, and it also opens up opportunities for adding other ameliorants through the air seeder, because we're not having to put fertiliser through the air seeder now. We can put some granulated lime or gypsum through it, opening up new opportunities for more soil improving. Obvious changes to the crop from just using synthetic fertilisers, and then using a combination of synthetic and chicken manure together, spread at half a tonne to the hectare, and compost tea as well. So should hopefully make up for the difference in the phosphorus availability. See if there's changes to the biology in the soil and pH. All 3 treatments cost about the same, $50 a hectare. Yeah, this is the composted chicken manure. It's granulated naturally by the process of composting, and it's dry and it's firm, so it doesn't break up too much in an auger or through the air seeder. And it's great for spreading through a normal super spreader. Using compost fertiliser is going to be even more effective in wetter areas because there's more microbial activity. Being composted, the fertiliser is not leached out of the soil as readily as conventional fertilisers or just straight manure. Conventional fertiliser on its own looks like the crop's lacking on this soil type. It hasn't got as much vigour as it does where I added compost. Chicken manure compost's got quite a lot of nitrogen in it, phosphorus, potassium, carbon, calcium. All these things help, particularly in this kind of soil where it's fairly marginal and lacking in a lot of those elements. The composted chicken manure has done really well. It's the best out of the 3 treatments here, and it's also adding a lot of carbon to the soil, so I think in the long run it's going to be better for the soil using that product rather than just ordinary fertiliser. Yeah, down here where we used just composted chicken manure, that was going between 3 to 4 tonne to the hectare, and then in the second treatment where we used a mixture of the 2, it was going 2 to 3 tonnes to hectare, 2 to 2.5 tonnes, and then where we just used conventional, it was going 1.5 to 2.5 tonnes. So it was down half to 1 tonne to the hectare. So there's a bit of variation in soil type, so it's not quite that cut and dry, but I think it does show that the composted chicken manure does a good job. The story, I think, if you're spreading the compost on your stubble in autumn, before the rains come, and then the stubble will break down better and become more carbon for the soil, so you'll build rather than to escaping into the atmosphere. And I wouldn't use it as a blanket treatment at this stage, more in areas where I think it needs improving. To reduce transport costs, I'm going to take a load of wheat down to the poultry farmer and bring a load of compost back. Composted chicken manure at half a tonne seems to be going well. I'd recommend it. And this year I'm going to try putting granulated lime down the tube instead of fertiliser, because I've spread the compost chicken manure already, so I can use granule through the seed. The sandy soils, getting lime into it has improved the pH, always important. I've really enjoyed the whole trial and trying something new. I think it's pretty exciting that we can make improvements to the system. Although there's problems with logistics with transporting half a tonne of compost compared to 50 kilos of fertiliser, I think it's worth it in the long run, particularly on areas where you've got a lot of trash that you want to convert that into carbon, and areas where it needs a boost, needs extra nutrients. It's all there in the manure, and it's organic.